Before I read the report last night, I went to Glasgow to meet up with my ex-wife. Got married at 22, she was like 18. Broke up not too long after. We still remained friends. And we went to George Square in Glasgow. We went to a little pub just off of George Square, the Counting House. And while in there, we just reflected on the past. But unfortunately, said something that I didn't know was a sore point for her. About 10 years ago, I met this American girl, and together we went to a little island off the coast of Largs called Cumbria. And while there, I found a pub called the Kelburn, which is the name of a country park in Largs where my parents met. And inside the Kelburn there was a Galveston festival where she was from. It was like this Russian doll of personal significance. Happened across it. We got back to the mainland and I gave her this little bottle with liquid in it. It was quite a decorative bottle. This is dupe. This is not the bottle, but I gave her a nice bottle, and I told her the water of Loch Ness was in it because we went up there a few days previous, but it wasn't. It was water from the tap in the toilet. But she didn't know that. But I don't know. I imagine she found out because I told her cousin. So we had a blast together, and she messaged me a week ago, and we got talking, and she told me that she's coming into the country, and I think she should have arrived now unless she didn't come because of the coronavirus. When I told this to my ex, Liz, she got very uncomfortable and told me that she wasn't happy to hear that. You know, I just peppered that in amongst other news, not knowing that this would be a point of contention for her, but she just said that it brought up a memory where she remembered some online forum I'd posted on commenting about this person. I think it was some dating forum. Before Liz and I got married, I would go onto these sort of chat sites, you know. I don't understand why, but I think as a young man I was a bit socially awkward and was looking for advice on how to talk to women. And I'd shared all my passwords with Liz because I wanted that kind of transparency. I guess the trick is, if you're going to go for transparency, don't do stuff that puts you on the hot seat. Anyways, she was upset, so we left the pub and we sat down on George Square, just overlooking the Counting House, and we both got a bit teary-eyed as we reflected on the hardships of life and just like the sorrow we felt, particularly for myself, you know, that I might have hurt her in this way, and how it was just stupid, and I was just enamoured. I mean, I've always had a wee thing for America and Americans, you know. Women, it's not like I don't see sex. Oh, man or woman, I swing both ways when it's an American. It's not that. While I do like America, it doesn't do that to me. So as we're sitting there, we've noticed this Greek place. She points it out, it's a place we've never been to before, never really noticed before. She's like, why don't we go in there and try some Greek food? I'm searching through my memories banks, like thinking like, what's Greek food? I don't know what Greek food is, but we go in anyway. So we left happy, and I think we'd come away with more than we bargained for. We thought we were just going to catch up, but we were able to revisit some sore points and come away a bit more mended from that, I feel. You know, you think when you leave something in the past that it's done, and I think it should be done, but for other people it might not be, and so I think it's important, you know, if you feel you can make a difference, to try and make that difference. And goodness knows, you know, she's been a great friend to me over the years, and I've tried to be one back. I get back home and I read the report, and you see the video posted, and then afterwards I pray at the bottom of my bed here, and I ask God, I say, God, you know this family, you know me, and I know I'm not the most perfect, ideal version of myself that you would have me be, but you know my heart, and I know that you can speak to me. I said, God, I want to know that my brothers all right, I have faith, but God, can you talk to me? Like, I know you can, and I know he can. And so I went to bed, and I woke up a couple of hours later to, I don't know, I just checked my YouTube, and on my YouTube there was a wee comment that had been left by an account that had also taken the comment away. It was a spammer, but I think he'd obviously seen the tone of the video and then, deleted it himself, which I thought that's an uncommon thing. So I checked out the channel anyway, and there was a song on it called Osias. So I looked up what Osias meant, and it's Greek, like the restaurant I went to, and it means salvation. So I thought, well, that's a nice thing, putting that all together. The fact that was the day I read the report. I also had this date. I was kind of reluctant to go out, to be honest, but I went out. We had that argument that sat us on that bench, adjacent to which was this restaurant we'd never been in before. Just so happened to be Greek. Here's a Greek name, Osias, and it means salvation. I thought, that's beautiful. That's poetry. I'll take that. And I went to bed again. Woke up in the morning, needed some supplies, so I went to the shops with my mum. In a superstore, I kind of shared this to my mum. And then I thought to myself, you know what? Aye, that was kind of strange. But also, I went to a Greek restaurant. Like, what was that Greek restaurant called? Like, I'd been praying to God, looking for a response, right? I said to God, I know you can talk to me. I know you can, so please speak to me, God. I literally prayed that. The name of the restaurant we went to was a place called Elia, on just off George Square. And it translates to God has answered. And I didn't know that. I was talking to my mum in the shop, and I said, I wonder what that means. As I just relayed that story about Osias meaning salvation. And then, as if to underline it, I'm telling this to my mum, and it comes out, God has answered. And my mum genuinely got quite emotional about that. She got a bit misty-eyed as we're walking through Tesco, and I just kind of stood there and let her do her shopping, and I just stood back, leaning against the wall in Tesco, just looking at this translation, thinking this is beautiful. And there's enough there to say that's all a coincidence. There's enough there to say, oh, you were just looking for answers. But even so, I didn't have to do a lot of work. I didn't have to go rooting around to find that, did I? I had the actual name of a Greek restaurant being God has answered. I didn't plan that. I didn't plan to receive this report. I didn't plan to go on that day in terms of having these things coincide. I was actually surprised because I'd forgotten about the date. It's not really a date, it was just like, meeting someone, meeting a friend. The fact we sat on that bench, picked that restaurant we'd never seen before. The fact my thought processes lined up in such a way to have these things revealed in such a staggered manner, that where the significance would be threaded up so nicely. Yeah, you can have faith to decide for yourself whether or not you think that's the divine, whether or not you think that's God speaking to you. And I believe, I believe. If you've ever had something like this happen, if you've ever had a response from God, whether you've actually heard something telepathically in your head, or if it's been something more subtle, then by all means share your experience below. There's other experiences I could talk about, but this one just kind of resonated with me. It's just because it's just happened basically, and I just found it quite beautiful in its own wee simple way. It was what we needed, and the fact that I meant something to my mum as well. and I was able to reveal that at that moment too. That's nice. That's really nice. That's beautiful. Anyway, I just wanted to share that. God bless.